But without further ado, let's get into the first game, Night Horde versus the Fiends.
Hype for it. Draft number 1, Private. It's definitely going to be a good one. We're already getting started. We're jumping quickly into it. Bands are on the field. We got the Claude, we have the Matilda, we have the Angela from the side of Night Horde, Fermies, Nolan, and Arlott from the side of Fiends, and first pick going to be from that Barats.
Oh man, we got that juicy intro music when it comes to these drafts, keeping the suspense up there. I mean, Barats being that tanky, he's got probably the highest win rate and pick rate here in North America, especially around the world. So you need to have a plan that will deal with him, that will cut down into that tankiness. But you have to, as you see here, pick up that Vexana, who is, even after the nerfs right now, still a force to be reckoned with.
I think it's just the CC. I think another good pick from here would be for Night Horde, maybe the Ruby. It combos so well with the Vexana. Kind of works wonder. They go for the CC though instead, which CC has also just kind of been a nominator. A great shredder for the Barats. Now Fiends getting 2 picks in response. And I still think taking the Ruby here, because we've seen it, man. You able to lock people up long enough, the Eternal Guardian comes down, it gets the big stomp. It can definitely be a problem for teams.
I would say here probably picking up the carry just so that you don't have that counter out there. Oh, of course, they're going to take out the export, which is in itself a decent counter for Barats. So you're taking that off the table for Night Horde, and you're giving them very limited possibilities to be able to kind of counter this Barats.
And Fiends going for something we've seen them do before, actually. Picking up the Rafaela, I think week 1, day 2, or week 1, day 1, we saw them pick up the Raf. I feel like we've seen it from them before. We saw them pick it up against Legacy, actually, with the Barats, actually. They picked up the Ruby and the Gourd that time, but still, it's not like this is something uncommon for them. A team that knows how to actually kind of run into a couple different strategies, which we don't see that from that many teams. A lot of teams, it's like we hunker down on the one main plan, but we've seen Fiends really kind of change it up multiple times, and you pair up that Raf with the Exborg, with the Barats, it is definitely already a vicious combo. All they really need now is some big damage.
Yeah, and interesting fact about Rafaela here in the NACT, 3 picks and 100% win rate for her right now. So this could be the nominator, or it could be the continuation of that 100% win rate when it comes up to it. We're at the second banning phase. We do see that we're starting to focus down on that mid position. We're going to take out the Navaria for the side of Night Hordes, and I'm wondering what we're looking for on the side of Fiends to take off the board.
I feel like they want to kind of, I mean, they could go into jungle. They could go full into jungle here, maybe take out some utility options, take out something like the Fred, or go into Roam, maybe take out Minotaur, some of those options since they already have their Rafaela. Basha's solid. And on the side of Night Horde, do they go full? And we've seen Kohari pick up things like the Bruno before, so I don't think it's super viable trying to ban into gold lane here. Mid though, what could they ban out on mid? Harith Gold.
Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say Harith has been a big counter that we saw yesterday. I don't think I've seen Harith the week before, but yesterday Harith had to have been picked up at least 4 times as a counter to the carry. So, I mean, it's a good ban there by the Night Horde, something that can kind of withstand the early game and kind of press on carry in that early game, which is what you really need to be able to do, because once you reach that late game, she's going to be unstoppable.
Yeah, there definitely needs to be an answer, but carry without the range, and right now Night Horde overall kind of lacking front line. They need something for that. I think they need a utility jungler here, because even Sleepy doesn't have there's no real CC there, right? Yes, you have Shred, you have some zoning capabilities, but they need something to peel for R right now. They need something to kind of peel for that carry. Ruby still on the board, could be a really viable option for the side of Night Horde here. I think that might be the pickup, because you don't want Fiends to steal that away from you. They go for the Martis.
Yeah, a decent amount of early game, and then you've got the Mortal Coil that can dodge a lot of the CC. But, I mean, we don't really have a ton of CC on the side of Fiends. You've just got that big tankiness, that shredding ability from Uneven on the Exborg. So it's going to be very interesting. And Kohari goes for what you were talking about earlier, goes for that Bruno, that big burst attack that he can do and dish out.
Yeah, still need a mage. Could pick up the Lilia here, maybe something like that. A good way to black shoes away from the Martis. A good way to black shoes out of danger, or the Valentina. Then on the side of Night Horde, got to close out with a jungler still.
Or Rome, I believe, is what they're going to be looking for. Here, I mean, you still have the Tigreal out on the board. You still got the Minotaur out on the board. I want to say Minotaur might help a little bit because it can kind of clash with the healing that you're going to get from the Raphael out there as well. I mean, it's two viable options unless you're going to just be going with a pure support. And that's really kind of on the Night Horde. The composition really kind of lends itself to either facet there.
I think something like the Minotaur works good. Something that can get group CC down when they want to try to group up around this Rafaela. Something to slow down the composition a little bit. But also, they still have to worry about what they're going to hand over to the Valentina now, right? Night Horde got crazy. So, a lot of damage. Like, I just feel like Night Horde, like, the composition is kind of... very risky, very kind of all in here. Yes, they do have late game, they do have early game, but I think them not having like any big CC here could be a risk. There's no way to really slow down Fiends here.
Yeah, and that's kind of the interesting thing. It's almost kind of accomplishes the same but opposite thing that Rafaela accomplishes. Rafaela kind of wants the team to be close, to be able to kind of benefit from a lot of those heals, whereas on the side here, Momoy's not really going to need any of that. With the Bloom, it's basically a global heal, so the team can be more spread out. They're free to kind of get away from the group. So it's going to be very interesting to see how, I want to say, these kind of clashing compositions go into each other here.
Yeah, we're going to be jumping into game number 1. Take us in, Private.
Boy, it's going to be game 1, the Night Horde taking on the Feeds. I want to say this is kind of the battle for second place here in North America, and both teams looking for something to prove.
Both teams definitely looking for something to prove here. Let's go a little bit into win cons up front. I think on the Night Horde, they do have some early game possibilities here with the Martis. And then we take a look at Fiends. We take a look at their mid side. Yes, they will have some quick rotations, but they are a bit on the squishier side. It's the same thing to the side of Night Horde with the Florin and with the Sayori, but with both junglers, I do feel like Night Horde has some more opportunity to maybe catch someone off in this laning phase. If Night Horde can land something, maybe at first turtle, maybe get a big decimation play, it could kind of tip the scales into their favor. Whereas when I look at Fiends, they're going to have a great mid-game power spike. Once Bruno gets online, gets a couple items in, the crit damage is going to start locking on, and it's going to be very troublesome for Florin and for Sayori.
Yeah, for me, it's really interesting, too, because Night Horde have, Magic in a little bit of trouble here between 3 members. He's going to have to expend that flicker very early here.
A little bit of something, but both teams still not forcing anything at all. Taking out the flicker, though, from Magic, sending them back to base is going to be big, though, because this is what I'm saying. Night Horde, this is their time to shine in this laning phase. This is their time to try to make some plays happen, get a little bit of an advantage, get a little bit of a gold lead, set themselves up for this first hurdle. And if they can do that, it puts them in a wonderful position now. In the matchup, we are going to see Kohari have a little bit of range on the carry, have a little bit of an advantage kind of in the laning phase. But as that tips forward, it's going to be a bit more down to mechanics and who can kind of use their skills at the right time.
Yeah, and especially as we start moving into the mid game. Actually, now that we're at the turtle fight, I want to say Fiend's doing a very good job zoning out Omafo. Just really kind of good with taking his purple buff. Didn't really want that fight. His team wasn't in a great position. Made the smart choice not to contest.
Yeah, Sayori went up top, so they were down a member. Night Horde down a member. They do... I mean, honestly, first, this has kind of felt like this. We saw BTK, give up like 3 turtles the other day. We've seen them not prio first turtle, and I think it's starting to trend a little bit because even looking at the gold, there was not a huge difference with them losing that turtle. They were still able to make it up elsewhere. They're able to be a little bit ahead in jungle farm, and now a little bit ahead into getting to this top side.
Yeah, and actually, my foe here from the flank coming in with a Mortal Coil, trying to bring down Magic, and catches him with a Decimation. That's going to be a first blood going over to the Night Horde. Pro Destroy finds Sayori on the side. He's going to go ahead and get that stun. Is that going to be enough? Sayori with the flicker and in the front. Oh my foe doing the best he can, but it is not going to be enough as Sayori still goes down. Momoy in trouble, gets taken down by Pro Destroy. R finds a kill onto him. Oh my foe might be in a little trouble against Churubami. Oh, I guess not is going to be able to find himself an escape. 2-2 for both teams.
Oh, wait a second. My foe, why did Sayori
actually really wanted that minion coming in, finds a Decimation. Is it going to be enough? I'm not even sure. Sayori finds the kill onto Kahari. Magic a kill onto Oh My Foe. They are just trading back and forth here.
Okay, so let's break that down a little bit real quick, because Sayori did not have to die on the first death. Literally walks back into the range of the blast range of the stomps from Barats, was able to flicker away and could have probably gotten away safely. Walks back into range, taken out by Pro Destroy. Oh My Foe gets a great play, going the 2-1-2. And then even at the end, they're able to hit the Decimation just in time and gets the kill for kill there. Luckily, Sayori does end up picking up a kill at the end there, which is huge, because after taking the death, you get a little bit set behind. So still kind of a standstill. Night Horde, though, is ahead a few hundred gold. Nothing too major, but this is going to be the big game changer, I think, this turtle.
Yeah, we're actually down to about 10%. Out comes the Holy Baptism to stun him down. Pro Destroy picks it up, and the Night Horde going to go ahead and disengage from there. Actually are in a little bit of trouble here, getting taken on by Kohari, who is going to back off. Actually, uncharacteristic of Kohari there.
Yeah, but before he backed off, he dashed in. He was like, "Oh, let's do this. Come on, 1v1 me, bro. 1v1 me, bro." Always ready to go for it. That's why I've been calling him Kohari the Brave. The man is not scared at all. Now R.
Wow, they're going to go ahead and dive in there. Momoy able to fend it off with two other members of the Night Horde. Just about half of the gold taken off there before the gold completely depletes from the top tower.
And when you put magic on something, a little bit of action, nothing too major at the top. Don't think Oh My Foe is going to. But wait, Holy Baptism?
Yeah, Holy Baptism is out. You see the terrified on Sayori, who's going to try to flicker out. Oh My Foe taking a heap of damage from Kohari. That is three members, Magic and Churubami in on here, on the back here, trying to put some damage on, but they are not going to be able to catch up. And this might be a tower for the Fiends.
Listen, first of all, Magic has been landing those Holy Baptisms back to back to back at the last turtle fight. It was huge. Pretty much one of the things that got them that first turtle. Now you put him up on the top side, it's landing them again. And Kohari, anytime he has this supportive roam with him, we saw it game 1 or 2 against on week 1 when they had the Angela on the Claude. And Kohari was a menace. It's not exactly the same thing, but still, once he knows he's got a little bit of heal, a little bit of a speed boost, a little bit, he can push just a little bit farther than what he normally does. He feels comfortable diving under those towers. He feels comfortable making those crazy engages, and he's really able to push his limits.
Yeah, you can see here right now, Momoy in a little bit of trouble here. That bloom has been processed out. R gets chunked down by Kohari. Oh My Foe tries to sneak in through the entirety of Fiends and gets the damage put on him. Kohari finds a tower at the bottom. Now a 6-4 lead for the Fiends.
Yeah, Fiends are putting on the chokehold right now. They've cut off 2 towers, did it very cleanly, pushing everyone back. Night Horde unable to make a way in. The heal from Magic and just the sustainability plus damage from Pro Destroy. And hold on, Kohari!
Kohari dives deep in there with another tower and still finds the kill onto Sleepy.
Kohari is not scared of enemy territory. Kohari is not worried about anybody. He is him right now. Teams are going to be looking to pick this guy up next season. This guy is just a menace right now. I mean, and he's able to do it all. He's able to do it without falling down.
Yeah, I mean, and just look at how much forward he's kind of pressing here. You'd think he had a tank with him right now, but we can take a look at this equipment before this fight starts.
He's already got a 2,000 gold lead. He's got the Haas Claws. He's got Berserker's Fury. He's making his way into the next one. I mean, the man is just so far ahead. Luckily, jungles aren't too far apart, but taking a look at the mid lane, the 2 major damage dealers on Fiends are the ones who have this huge 4K gold lead ahead.
Yeah, big Detna's welcome onto R, as in the background, Pro Destroyer doing a great job of zoning out the entirety of the Night Horde, trying to bring down this tower, but they're not going to be able to do it just yet. Pro Destroyer, oh my foe on the side here, looking to put some damage on, looking for an opportunity for that decimation, but is not going to be able to find it.
And Fiends are just, their front line, you look at Pro Destroyer and you look at now the X-Borg as well, uneven on this X-Borg. Night Horde is just having so much trouble dealing with that front wall. And anytime they do any damage, it's just too much. And taking a look at this replay, Pro Destroyer makes the initial engage. They cut off the tower once again. We do see Night Horde try to come in and help out, but the burst damage is just way too much. Kohari chunking down Sayori. Nobody can withstand that. And we take a look at Night Horde. They have no way to get into that back line. They have no big diver. They have nobody that can make it to the backside. Even Oh My Foe, if he, I mean, maybe he can find an angle, but they gave up going for like a big divey EXP laner and picked up the CC, and now there's just no option.
I want to say, too, the first few items from Pro Destroyer, he didn't even pick up magic defense. That's because he's out-leveling Sayori on this mage so much that the magic damage that's actually being put out by him isn't even enough. You can see there's like no magic defense except for the
third one
onto him.
He's now he's got Dreadnought, like goes into Blade Armor, goes into Brute Force, picks up the Dreadnought. I mean, he literally has zero magic defense right now. He does get a lot from his passive, but yes, I mean, your point is very, very clear there.
You can see here on the side, Sayori just gets terrified. Eternal Guardian comes down. Is it going to be enough to save it? It is not. Oh My Foe answers back onto Chiribama. Does look for a Mortal Coil. This might be it for Pro Destroy, as R picks up the kill there as well. Off screen, though, Kohari finds himself a tower.
All right, so Night Horde finds a little bit of something there. Able to kind of, I mean, they're still at a big deficit, but they're showing that they still can fight, and that's going to be important here because Fiends is being super aggressive, and Night Horde needs to be like, you just let you guys know you don't have the game just yet.
Yeah, you can see here, they uneven, trying to back off here from Oh My Foes. You're going to have to try to Mortal Coil himself away, looking for the decimation, getting slowed down. He is not able to find it. Oh My Foe gets taken down while up at the top. Kohari doing Kohari things, checking bushes. He doesn't care if it's his face on the line there, pushing at the top tower.
You know, the Florin just isn't feeling like it's it right now. I think Night Horde really needed something to kind of cause some disruption, kind of stop Fiends, like I said, from moving around. And Fiends are just able to make so many angles. You mash that up with some of the small mistakes that Night Horde's making. Foe going a little too deep. He just misclicked that last decimation. We're starting to see some of the problems bubble up.
Yeah, and you can see here the damage dealt Kohari with 56,000 right now, almost more than his entire team combined. As they press into this mid tower, there's very little that Night Horde can do. Sayori trying to do the best they can, zoning them out with a little bit of that magic damage, but it's still not enough to save that tower.
I will say this, with CC and Carry, Fiends do have some, I mean, Night Horde do have some possibilities to kind of shred down Lords, keep them out of the base for the time being. Unless one of them goes way too deep and gets taken out. Kohari just unloading right now.
Yeah, even with the Mortal Coil, Oh My Foe charges in with the Mortal Coil, gets himself back out of harm's way, still almost knocked down to 10% health. That's just the damage that's coming out from Kohari here. You can see it every single time he lands a soccer ball to the face. Night Horde has to back up.
No, and it feels like Chirobami is landing the better Eternal Guardians than Sayori, who literally has the Vexana right now. We need, and it's kind of scary. Oh, wait a second, a little bit of action. Magic.
Ooh, a nice little flicker there over the ledge is going to have Magic seeing an escape from Oh My Foe. A little bit of a scary situation, but still had that flicker up.
And Night Horde really kind of pushing out. I'm wondering, like they're playing for how passive they're playing. I still feel like it's a little too aggressive. At any point, I feel like Fiends just needs like one big play, and a lot of them are going to get shredded down. If Kohari gets more than 3 hits off, consecutively, anyone's dead. Maybe 2 people are dead off just 3 hits. I mean, he's definitely just so much damage. Nighthorde have to play this game slow. They need to kind of look for end game right now. Taking a look at some of the items, we're waiting to see when R is going to get online. He does have the, he's got 2 of his core items in. He went a little defensive with the Thunder Belt. I think at this point, does he just go for the Trinity, right? Does he go for a bit more speed here? I do think it's like he's in this weird spot because the damage from Kohari is out of this world. So it's like, do we maybe put another defensive item on carry? Do we go for damage? It does look like he's routing into the damage right here, but still, it is kind of a hard choice to make, especially because of the range difference. He's unable to make his way in because he doesn't have any big tank to make sets for him. It is a problem for R to try to make any plays right now.
Well, and that's the problem when you do pick a carry and you don't really have a front line to be able to defend carry, who does have that shorter range than most marksmen. Now we're charging here into mid. Oh, my foe taking a heap of damage down.
Oh,
you do have the last Insanity chasing them down, is going to back up there, backs them all the way up to be able to get into this high ground. That's another one more high ground up at the top left for the side of Nighthorde as the Lord pushes through the bottom. Oh, my foe gets knocked down very low. Kohari has been sniping them right now, flickers back, and that's gonna be the core. Fiends with a 14-minute victory over the Nighthorde.
1 game away from another notch on the belt for Fiends right now. They're taking down the NACT 1 team at a time, taking us by storm. Nighthorde gotta find an answer, Private.
Yeah, I mean, what a game by them too. You can see here, KDA here, 11-6. I wanted to say it was going to be for me. I wanted to see if Kohari would be able to dial it back if his team got behind, but Fiends never got behind. So he was allowed to let loose with the courageous play style he has right in front, putting on the damage, and there was nothing the Nighthorde could do.
And Kohari once again just kind of stealing the show there. But I don't think Kohari would have been able to do what he did without Magic there, without that support roam. Even in the early game, he was able to just really keep R at bay, pushing him under the tower, getting that early game under the tower dive kill. Those are the type of things that were huge in the early phases. We take a look at some of these stats, even towards, I mean, from beginning to end, Fiends just controlled the game. Nighthorde was never able to take a single turtle. Yes, the first one is like, okay, maybe, but you get into second and third, there starts to be a problem, especially when the gold starts escaping you. Taking a look at some of the items, Kohari just gets the Berserkers in, gets the Malefic Roar in, Endless Battle, Hawes Claws, never even, maybe sold boots at the end there, or never even picked them up because of the speed boost from Magic, or decided to sell them. I couldn't remember. I think he had them in the beginning, ended up maybe selling them just to get more damage because you have the speed boost from Magic, right? You have that movement plus. Taking a look at some of these final things, Kohari, rich guy, Kohari, carry, and this is why I've been hyping this man up, Private.
Yeah, and then you see even Oh My Foe with the Mortal Coil. That usually means that he takes a little bit less damage, doesn't get CC'd, tries to go in to get out, and Kohari punished him every single time there. Team fight participation here too. You can see 73%, the highest on his team, which meant he didn't care if he had a roam with him. He was charging into battle and making himself known against the Nighthorde.
And I think something important to point out here as well is on Nighthordes, Oh My Foe 100%, he had a point in every single kill, but the rest of the team just wasn't always there. And I'm not going to blame the rest of the team because it did feel like Oh My Foe was kind of reaching out a little bit too many times alone. Towards the end, I get it. It was for the reason. Of clearing out those waves when they were coming into the towers. But even we saw the big death on him in the early game, kind of going a little bit too far, going for uneven, getting kind of outplayed there, slowed down, and then taken out. There was too many times he was just trying to solo queue the game.
Yeah, and the big thing here is that the Barats with a healer. I mean, there is probably no better combination in Mobile Legends right now in that he can basically just enforce his will. We were talking about him. He didn't even buy Magic defense, which is usually one of the bigger, I want to say, counters for the Barats, is he doesn't really come stock with that Magic defense on his kit. But when you're so ahead and you have the counterpart with the Raphael always topping you up as you're charging in, I mean, there was very little that the Nighthorde could do throughout the process of these games.
The top up is definitely vicious. So we're going to be taking a look at some of the replays coming in, checking them out, because I think there's a lot of things to point out here. And this is about 6 minutes into the game. This is one of the big moments that Fiends really started to take off. They only had a 1k gold lead before this, but this is when we start to see the damage really count. Look at Sayori's health bar just instantly get melted down. Was able to get down the Eternal Guardian, but still just not enough time. And that's one of the problems that we see sometimes with the Vexana. You do have to get close. And if, once again, you don't have a front line to peel or protect you, there is a problem. This is very soon after that. Pro Destroy able to just get away here. And this is where we start to see the damage lacking on the side of Nighthorde. And this is when Fiends are really just able to kind of be in their face, any single one of their members. And as you mentioned, the top off from Magic just lets them push their limits even more. And they're already an aggressive team. They're already a team that wants to get in your face. And once they have the opportunity, they're going to hit the gas. You add that up with a hero that can let them do it even more, it's a problem.
Yeah, you saw Pro Destroy there, a 1v4 on that last little replay there, still able to get away with Magic closing the distance, topping him off, then he ushers himself away. It was a great balance from the team, and we kind of identified a few of these holes when it came, right as soon as the draft came out. We knew that they didn't really have a front line, the Nighthorde, which meant that a few of the heroes were going to have a little bit of a problem when it came to their engagements, specifically R, who was on a marksman who needed to get very close to the battle to be able to actually unload a lot of that damage. And I mean, the Fiends, I mean, showing why they are tied for first place right now.
I mean, they're just continuously, and again, I don't think it's only just the fact that they're playing well. It's when it comes down to drafts, they have a plan in mind. They're willing to really pull out that plan. And speaking of drafts, we're going to be jumping in to the second draft of this series. Fiends on the red side this time. Nighthorde will have first pick. They're going to take out the Vexana first. Already kind of switching things up a little bit. And they had the Vexana last time, but I think they want to try to prio something else.
Yeah, very interesting. I'm wondering if we're going to kind of keep out that Barat. We've already seen how strong it is. I mean, it's not even this match, just all around the world right now. Barat's so strong, and that's even without a support hero to kind of mesh with him. You add a support like the Rafaela, like the Florin, or an Estes, or a Matilda, and he is just going to be a truck that needs to have an answer.
Yeah, definitely a truck that needs to have an answer. CC Nighthorde literally banning out all the picks that they picked last game. It's like, listen, this didn't work, we're gonna get rid of it. This one didn't work for us, we're gonna get rid of that. Which I get it, because they still are strong picks. Like Vexana has been probably one of the most picked mages we've seen, one of the most at least upfront picked mages. CC also has been a monster, and for the first time, I feel like both of these bans seem pretty meta. The Fermis has been kind of hit or miss on the first ban list, just kind of depends on the teams. But when it comes down to Matilda, CC, Vex, Nolan, all these things are pretty usual. Ruby was not picked last game, which I was a little surprised about, but is still open. Still the opportunity there. Barat's still open, which has been very prio for a lot of teams. So it comes down to Fiends. Do they want to ban one of those two things? Do they want to leave those things open? Arlot also still open. A lot of opportunities on the desk.
Yeah, really interesting too, but you only have one pick, so you kind of open it up to be countered on the side, and the Arlot's going to be banned out, so which means you have Prime picking for that Barats, possibly for the Ruby if you want to pick it up. I have a feeling we're going to be answering with the Barats picked up by the Nighthorde, possibly answered with a Ruby on the side of Fiends.
I don't know. I guess Ruby the whole time last game, and neither team's picked him, so it's like I'm not even putting that one on the list right now. And I think that's why the favor for Nighthorde is most likely the Barats. But Nighthorde, last game they did draft a little like just out of the ordinary. The Florin pick was kind of like the last cherry on top of like, let's get different here. So I don't want to count them out for this game exactly. I feel like if they just kind of get back to the usual, there's a lot of possibilities. Fiends now, first pick. Now, even though they may not pick the Ruby, I do think it could be solid here. It can help zone away. They probably pick up the Claude here. Just secure Claude. Just make sure Kohari's good. Claude, like maybe not Claude. Maybe they go for the carry, but just get in Churro and get in Kohari very cleanly right up front. It seems to be their magic combo right there. I mean, get in Magic and get in Kohari right up front.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting for me too. You've also got the X-Borg that can kind of come in there, help shred down Oh My Foe on that Barats. I do agree. I mean, especially when it comes to strengths for Fiends, Marksman Kohari has been up there, so I would want to secure something for him first. We're going to see, they go ahead, pick up that Claude. A good call there, Trex.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, well, they did the same thing on week 1, and it's just been, that's like a like we saw that combo. That was the combo that beat DA. That was the combo that beat DA in the one game. So we've seen the possibilities from it. Nighthorde going to pick up the X-Borg for themselves. Do they go maybe Mage here? Maybe Valentina here? There we go. Now we're getting down to the basics, but they are a bulky lineup. And that Claude Angelo combo looks scary against those bulky buds right there.
I was going to say, I feel like they learned their lesson from last game, maybe a little too well. We might be overcompensating. Like, okay, we didn't have any tankiness. Now we're just going to go all tankiness into this lineup, at least until the first half of this draft. And I want to say we got a decent amount of mobility and early game from Fiends. So we're going to see how well that this kind of lasts for them, as they're going to be very mobile around the map here, at least with these first 3 picks.
Carry ban here for the end just to kind of stop Nana. Nana's been like this weird pick, right? Like we saw super proud in the beginning, and now it's kind of not as proud. I haven't seen it as proud overseas as it has been here. There's always like the fear of it there. But yeah, on the side of Nighthorde, still need a mid lane. I still think Lilia could be a possibility. The Novaria is still open as well for Nighthorde. Kind of got forgotten about, so I think that could be a possible pick, though. There is the dive that they have to worry about from Kohari. Fiend's going to need an EXP laner, though, here.
Yeah, I mean, our lot has been taken off the table. We've been talking about Ruby, but I mean, apparently neither Nighthorde or Fiends really like her. So
she's garbage,
yeah, she's
bro.
Trash. I mean,
she's garbage,
that's
bro.
Last week's pick there for the XP lane. Ooh, a Fredrin pick up. That's probably going to be slotted in the jungle lane there. It's going to be helping Fiends to be able to kind of withstand that dance for the turtle, for the objectives and the lords.
And now we need Nighthorde. They still need Mage. There's a Novaria pick, and they need a gold laner. Probably the carry, right? I mean, it might... I feel like that's your late game scale. You have a front line this time. I know there's probably some like, that carry did not feel good last game, but it is like one of the most meta gold laners right now. I mean, they could go a little crazier, but I think that's probably their most solid pick.
Well, yeah, and plus the lineup is completely different. You have a composition that supports carry, that can be in front of carry and CCing while she's in the back doing the damage. But we're going to go for the Ixia pickup, a very interesting. And I do want to say Ixia does fit in here, especially with the front line. She can sit in the back, put out a heck of a lot of damage with that full barrage.
You have range. You have this nice front-to-back composition from Nighthorde right now. And I was just going to say, what Fiends need now is a diver other than just Kohari, and that is the answer, right? And I was thinking maybe like Lapu, because we've seen stuff like that. We've seen the Yuzong a few times. The only one who's like really done it amazingly. We saw Mielo do it last night very well. But this time I do feel like it fits good here because you have a lot of peel. You have the Daytona's Welcome. You have the Minoan's Fury. You have the knock-up from Minotaur. And Uneven is not, he's completely unstressed by that. It's just Black Dragon. We just fly right over you, man. We fly right over you and get to the back line. And you pair that up with Kohari as well. And Magic has plenty of choices for the Heart Guard. It's definitely clean from Fiends. Both compositions look good. I think a lot of it's just going to come down to who can kind of outplay the other this time. I don't feel like I'm questioning either team's composition this game.
Yeah, I do want to say maybe the front line is lacking just a bit for the Fiends, but you make up for that with a decent amount of backline dive. And I do want to say, I think it's going to come down to the initiations by Momoy on this this Minotaur, or is it going to be Churubami with the IMU? I'm assuming we're going to probably be going for the Minoan Fury to get this set on the entire team. We're going to see, I mean, it's going to depend on how these engagements kind of start for both of them.
I think one thing that Nighthorde has to worry about here, before I get to that, we'll let you bring us into the game though, Private.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be game 2. Fiends fighting to secure their first place against the Night Horde, and Night Horde looking to take this to a game 3.
Yeah, I mean, it's match point for Fiends right now. They got the knife and the belt out, ready to lock in the notch, ready to put another NAC team in the grave. So grab your hammers, grab your nails, because we're trying to put the last one in the coffin right now. Night Horde, though, heavily invested into the late game, I feel like. Maybe not late, but late mid at least. It's going to be at least 2 or 3 items, like really honestly 3 items till R is really online. And what I want to see from Night Horde, they have to know what's coming, right? They have to know that Kohari is going to be a problem. And hopefully, if they want to try to meet their win cons here, they're going to try to gank that gold lane. They're going to try to put pressure onto Kohari, which is going to be tough because you have that heart guard. But still, I think that is going to be big for them. On the side of Fiends, they just need to play this normally. They're going to hit a nice level 6, I mean, they're going to hit a nice 6-minute, 7-minute spike. They can kind of play this game however they want to, and feel pretty good about it. There's nothing they're very locked into. They have some nice mid-game engages. They have nice turtle pick control. They have some of those options, and if Kohari just is able to free farm, it's going to be a problem.
Ooh, Black Dragon is out uneven, trying to push back the lines of Night Horde. Pro Destroy is going to find himself a turtle, and now they have set their sights on to Sleepy, who's going to be able to find himself. Ooh, Magic finds a kill onto R.
Oh my god. That's it. It's over. All win cons for Night Horde are done. There's the beginning of the problem. Level 4 locks in. And here's the thing, Night Horde doesn't even make up for it. Like, they lose the turtle and they lose a gold lane pick. It feels like my foe is just a little late to the game repetitively. The team is just a little too split up. All of Night Horde just kind of feels on, they're all kind of doing different things right now. I don't know if it's comms, I don't know what it is, but they don't really feel like a unit. To whereas Fiends, every time they make a play happen, everyone's on point. It's like, all right, you guys are going to turtle, I'm going to heart guard Kohari, we're going to attack from 2 sides here. They just seem very locked in right now.
Well, it's where they're kind of setting their eggs and their basket is they're losing those fights and then losing another fight. It's just, I want to say Fiends is just doing a better job of being able to kind of hit 2 points at once and still be successful, where most teams would kind of find themselves kind of watered down because they're split off too much.
All right. I take back what I said a little bit. They do still have Sayori. They do still have late game possibilities. But R definitely can't take another death, which is very close to happening on the bot side right now. Fiends have also been doing so well at doing this split engage onto these off lanes. Whenever they have a target and the target's like, all right, we're going to try to take tier 3. Whoa!
Cherubami finds the IMU last insanity to pick up the kill onto Sayori. Nowhere is safe on this bottom lane for Night Horde.
Night Horde's not ready, man. They're not ready. They did not eat their Cheerios today. I mean, Fiends are just all over them right now, and they continue to do, like I was saying, they continue to do the same thing. When they want to go for bot, they attack at a full, like, one of them takes that mid route, one of them takes the other route right below the tower, and the other ones come from the actual lane, and they just attack you from all angles.
Lane?
Yes, the entire lane, exactly.
Which is absolutely insane because, like, there's nowhere for you to be able to run. R up here in front. There are 2 hiding in the bush. You see Kohari does spray a little bit down. He's not afraid. He knows he still has that heart guard. Actually, he's going to be able to use that BMI to get himself back. Oh, my foe from the side. Cherubami comes in with a little bit of a frightened. Sayori comes in, puts the vision on Kohari. Gets taken down there. R finds a kill on them, so maybe a little over eager on the side of Kohari.
Night Horde needed that. They needed that kill bad. And especially it's good that it went into the hands of R because he needed it bad as well. Now Night Horde hitting the engage.
Yeah, Cherubami, a little bit of problems here as we have 4 members actually able to defend this tower against 4 members of Night Horde. Maybe a little bit of a misplay.
Ooh.
They didn't have the minions there just yet to be able to. Oh, we have a little bit of a play here. Oh, my foe in trouble. Down low, a big pop-up on the Fiends. Is it going to be enough to save them? Pro Destroy finds a kill onto Oh, my foe. Sleepy finds one onto Magic. We are exchanging, but still 2-5 in favor of the Fiends.
Uneven played that so perfectly too. Immediately locks onto R, pushes R away, because for a second I was like, all right, Fiends just made a big play, but then the Minoan's Fury comes from Amoy, and you think there's some possibilities from maybe a full barrage to happen, but R is forced to flicker back, forced to get under the tower to safety, because Uneven just locks on, man, and bites down, does not let go, and that's what really puts the fight into the hands of into the hands of Fiends there. So now it's 5-2, 3,000 gold lead for Fiends. They're feeling good. They're still keeping up the aggressive, and they don't only win that fight, but they take a tower up top.
Yeah, and Kohari very quickly changes himself to the top lane, finding himself success. Didn't even take the bottom tower, but decided to quickly go into top, finds himself a tower there, and now we are looking at about a 2.5k gold lead for the sides of Fiends.
And Night Horde gonna try to look for an answer here.
Yeah, Kohari with the Blazing Duet does get chomped up by the Detona's Welcome. Is it going to be enough? He getting bursted down. Kohari gets taken down by Oh My Foe, but Churubami finds a kill onto Momoy. Pro Destroy and Churubami doing a great job zoning out the rest of the Night Horde. And you can see Churubami doing a great job. Oh My Foe in trouble. Gets taken down by Uneven. Black Dragon is out looking for R. Is he going to be able to put him down? Oh my God, look at all the damage coming on to Uneven. And he gets taken down next, all the while the turtle being taken down by Pro Destroy.
My man Oh My Foe got the 2-for-1 special right there. The gobble up to Tona's Welcome on the 2 members. Able to get the kill, but had to pay for it with his life. Now, we are starting to see R do a bit more damage. Like, we're seeing the possibilities, and Night Hordes are getting a kill back here and there, which, when you're behind, a trade is not exactly bad. The big problem is, though, is Fiends aren't only taking fights, they're playing the macro game as well. Kohari is going back and forth, lane to lane, taking towers. They're keeping pressure everywhere, and it just feels like Night Horde are the responders. They're the emergency unit. They're just showing up when there's trouble.
Yeah, and that's kind of the problem here. And I want to say, too, on the other side of Fiends, I mean, Kohari is being a bit aggressive. He's 0-2 right now. You'd never think he was with the way he's playing. Oh, actually, we do have Pro Destroy does get head up by a Detona's Welcome, getting sprayed right now. You see the Heart Guard ready to launch on, and there it is for the secure and the save on to that Barats.
Yeah, so Oh My Foe able to protect the orange buff. Fiends, you know, Pro Destroy wanted to maybe push a little bit, see what kind of information he could get. They're going to try to make a play onto this mid tower now.
Ooh, and deep into the back lines, Kohari with the Blazing Duet chunking down the Night Horde, but Uneven gets caught in the back, and it wasn't enough. They weren't able to get the mid tower. A little bit of a misplay by Fiends.
Okay, so this is the point that Fiends maybe needs to hit the brakes a little bit. We talked about it when the game first started. Night Horde, they're not going to hit that power spike until kind of late mid-game, you know, 9, 10, 11 minutes, and they're getting to that point now. R's got 3 kills. Oh, another one possibly.
Yeah, and that might be it for Churubami. Oh, even with the Hearts Guard, not enough to save him. Ari finds the kill, and that's going to be a mid-tower down. Oh My Foe going to put the last and finishing touches on there, and now setting their sights solely onto this Lord Kohari. Fearless, kind of going to show his face there. Wants to make sure that they know he's there. Is he? Oh, he actually goes back a little bit early. Half health onto this Lord. The rest of the team coming in. Are they going to be able to kind of put any damage onto it? Oh My Foe finds the Lord, and Pro Destroy in trouble, getting taken down. Full barrage, helping to put down the suppressive fire as the rest of Fiends back up.
Okay, what did Fiends think was going to happen there? They just walked in, man. They didn't even we're not looking for angles. Pro Destroy's like, I'm just going to walk right into this Lord pit and hit the retry button. Was not able to. A full barrage comes out. This is where the fearless part of Kohari and the rest of the team, the brave, kind of backfires. Because even when they're behind, they still make some of those crazy plays, which it works well when they're in the lead. But now we need to see them really develop as a team. We need to see them really kind of pull it together, because this is when we see, boys turn to men. Do you know how to play from behind?
Yeah, and that's kind of the problem when you have such aggression. And speaking of aggression, Churubami gets taken out by our Kohari in a little bit of a bad way. Sleepy with the flicker onto him, and the Hearts Guard now into the blazing duet. Oh, my phone, a little bit of trouble there. Sayori trying to put on the damage to back him off. Flicker into a Detona's welcome. Is that going to be enough for Oh My Phone? Big flicker. Kohari finds the kill as Sleepy finds the kill onto Uneven. Ooh, Kohari's not done yet. Looking for an opening or an opportunity. Decides instead to protect his tower.
The clutch purify from Kohari there. He was just holding on to that thing, waiting. He's like, come on, try to Detona's welcome me. The moment Oh My Foe locks on, Kohari's like, nope. Jukes out, and now Oh My Foe's right in range. Kohari's just able to shred him down. So Kohari, yes, able to do well still when he has the Heart Guard on him, right? When Magic and him can pull off that combo, it does amazing. But now Kohari still right back to his usual tactics, his usual antics. I'm going to jump into the off lanes. I'm going to attack your towers. I'm going to split push. I'm going to macro. And this is kind of where he shines. Bold out of stalemate, private. 500 lead for Nighthorde. That's nothing. We got us a game 2.
Yeah, a very close game 2. We can take a look here at the items so far.
About a 600 gold lead for Kohari, but taking a look at R, we've got that third item been locked in. Now we're going to be working on the Malefic Roar, and that's why we're starting to see R really start to chunk away. Taking a look at the mages, the 2 other major damage dealers. Churubami does have a little bit of lead here. Did lock in the Necklace of Durance, kind of help with some of the heal, help with some of the sustainability against Sleepy, against Oh My Foe, and kind of help shred that down a bit. Is it going to be enough, though? On to the EXP laners. 2 War Axes for both of them. I will say that I feel like Uneven was doing a great job in the early game, but we haven't been able to see that dive from him in the past few team fights.
Yeah, it's just that I want to say the last few team fights have felt a little, I want to say, complicated for Fiends, where the dive is too deep for Uneven. He goes way too far into the back lane, and his team does not follow up too close. Ooh, Kohari in a little bit of trouble there. Gets a little too close to that bush. Is able to zone them out with that battle mirror image. Still zoning them out. Ooh, Oh My Foe in chase here. Kohari gets another Purify onto it, but that's going to be a Purify they're not going to have for this fight. You can see up at the top, Sleepy and Pro Destroy going at it. Pro Destroy goes over the ledge. A big ultimate coming up there with the Hearts Guard. Full barrage is out. That's going to be an ultimate. They're not going to have Uneven with that black dragon. Churubami coming in with the last insanity of his own. But too deep. Here comes the blazing duet, and R gets shut down. Same with Oh My Foe putting on the damage. You can see Pro Destroy diving into 4 members. Here comes another last insanity. Magic trying to put on the damage, and Detona's welcome lands on, and Pro Destroy gets picked off by Sayori. Only 2 members left for the side of Fiends.
Marksman for Marksman. Kohari makes a dive, gets the shutdown, but gets taken out as well. But in the end of that fight, Nighthorde comes out on top, and sustainability is working in their advantage. 1+ we do have to keep from Kohari, though. He did play the macro game again before that big fight, was able to take a tower in the mid side. Momoy.
Ooh, Churubami finds a kill on him. Is he going to be able to know Oh My Foe? Able to get the retro. I was about to say, this is about to be scary for the side of Nighthorde, but they able to secure it.
We both clenched up for a minute there. We're like, whoa, is Churubami about to do this right now? No, backs off, but it was a valiant effort. Does pay with his life there. That's a 20-second death counter. Should be up just in time for the Lord. No crazy timer on that. Nighthorde kind of grouped up in the mid. Not going to be able to really sink these waves to their maximum ability, but still able to at least take an advantage.
Yeah, and right now, Lord coming in, and this is the problem you've been talking about, I've been talking about, is when you're behind. This aggression that they still have. Pro Destroy, comes in, puts some damage on here, comes the last insanity, that's going to put down Pro Destroy, and from the back, Uneven gets gobbled up. That might be all she wrote coming. Actually goes pretty deep on there, finds a kill onto our Uneven, down himself. Sayori finding the kill there. Momoy in trouble. As you can see, Kohari, the Brave, chasing down Sayori. There's nowhere to run. Kohari puts on the finishing touches, and the tide has turned for the Fiends.
Kohari, the Brave, The namesake is not in vain right now. When in doubt, put your guess coins on him. He's carrying the game. That man's moving fast. He's on fast time. He's at a fast pace. He's in all the lanes at once. He's in your face. He doesn't care. And as long as the heart guard's on his head, he is safe.
Man, and a great play there by him. I do want to say maybe he's having a little bit of trouble when we see these team fights in there. Kohari kind of dives in the middle, even with the Hearts Guard. That's a lot of CC and damage to just dive in the middle of during these team fights. Maybe he needs to be a little bit more patient, let them get ticked down a little bit more before he dives in full gusto.
Yeah, what's really been so clutch for him, as long as he has, all right, it's two things. He needs the Heart Guard and he needs the Purify. So I think Nighthorde needs to try to time something right. They either need to make sure they catch him off guard. Oh, more damage on Momoy.
Yeah, he's chasing him down, but he's getting lit up by that full barrage. He didn't have an escape there, and unfortunately goes down. Magic and Uneven getting chased right now. Black Dragon is out. It's not going to be enough to save Magic, and Uneven going to go ahead and fly himself to safety. Pro Destroy. Ooh, almost got caught up there by Adetna's welcome. Momoy chasing down Uneven in a little bit of trouble. Oh, man, he's in between three members looking for the kill onto R, who is so tanky right now. Up at the base now. You can see R with the pickoff. Here comes the Appraiser's Wrath. That's not enough just yet. Last Insanity is out. Doesn't chunk anybody down. Churubami gets taken out by Sleepy. This might be all for the Fiends. Half health. Sayori finds the kill on the Pro Destroy. And we're going to a game 3.
Okay. Game series number 1, day 2, week 2. Nighthorde bringing us to the rubber band match. The back and forth. Better put those belt backs in. Better put that belt back on because Nighthorde not letting you put the notch in just yet. Nighthorde feeling good. And I want to talk about the unsung hero here, man. Sayori was just sniping, man. Even in the last fight, I kind of lost it for a second because she just landed a long-range meteor and was just taking people out. Only had 1 death that game. Had, what, like 13 assists or something like that? 14, 15 assists. Was just a monster on the field. We went a total of almost 17 minutes there, and it felt like a lifetime, and it was a bloodbath. I mean, both teams just back and forth, neck and neck the whole game.
Yeah, but what we've identified, we can take a look here at some of the stats here. Sayori, 14 assists there, 5 and 2, a great ratio for a mage, especially for Navaria. Moving on into that late game, she just has such an effect on there. Not to be outdone, though, I want to say Sleepy did a great job withstanding, getting involved in a lot of those fights. 5, 1, and 7 for him. And, I mean, it just came down to what we were talking about. When you're behind, there is kind of a limit to what you can be doing. It doesn't matter. Despite how the match ended, still Rich Guy and the Kairi Kohari leading the charts.
He's got, look at his eyes. Even his eyes are fearless, man. He's got the 1,000-yard stare going on, staring into my soul right now. Taking a look at the damage dealt. Sleepy, I mean, even, and there's, like you said, kind of the unsung hero as well, man. Sleepy did 74k damage, more than Sayori right after R. And that's the thing about the X-Ward. You can't really tell how much the X-Ward is actually doing sometimes, especially when the fights are just so back and forth. And I think that really started to scale as the game went forward.
Yeah, and that's kind of the crazy thing for me is that even though teamfight participation is 90% for Sayori, when Sleepy did get involved, which was only actually half of the fights, he just had a huge impact on the damage that was going out there. I mean, it was just a great game put together by the Nighthorde. It could have gone back and forth, but I want to say Nighthorde kept up the tempo, kept up the aggression, and made sure that they punished the side of Fiends, especially with Kohari diving in deep every single time there was a dive. They made sure to back up and punish the members of Fiends for it.
Yeah, so now it's 1-1. I honestly feel like it could go either way. Fiends got a beautiful win in game 1, but now Now we see the Night Horde can kind of deal with that Ube, with that kind of like sustainability, with that support roam strategy that Fiends likes to bring in. So do we see Fiends switch it up? Do we see them maybe go for more of a tanky front line this time and sacrifice the support, which also means putting Kohari in a little bit of risk here, him not really able to shine if they go for that. I think they could just like download, they could just kind of run the same strat again, because that game definitely could. I don't feel like Night Horde just had that game in the bag. They ended up winning out, but Fiends could have pulled that one off. So I definitely think draft is important, but neither teams have to truly like change everything or scrap everything. Kind of like first game, Night Horde definitely had to scrap everything and switch some things up. But now both teams kind of have some rhythm going, and it's going to be interesting how they approach this.
I was about to say, I'm wondering if we have an answer for Barats, because he does feel like he has, while he doesn't get the kills, while he doesn't get a lot of the damage there, he does have a huge ability to kind of force these fights, to get that tankiness in there and withstand a lot of it. And that's going to be taken off the board by the Night Horde. He also has, I want to say, an 88% win rate right now in North America. So, I mean, now we're going to see how well either of these teams can do without that big tankiness from either side composition.
And it opens the field to a lot of different things, right? Especially now we're also seeing the Angela ban. There's going to be a few things open that have not been open in the past. Arlott possibly going to be on the field here. But with the Barats gone, if we're still going the utility, right? If we're still going the utility route, it's like Basha, Fredrin. We saw the Akai picked up a few times from Mobazane, which I think is a possible answer. We know that Oh My Foe is willing to pick up the Martis like we saw in game 1. With something bulkier around it, I think it could be a bit more viable, but I really think if you pick up the Martis, you need to be able to contest for turtles in the early game to get that gold scaling. Fiends, gonna have first pick here. Arlott is open. They go for the CC instead. Night Horde, I feel like you gotta Arlott here, man. You gotta, I mean, it's such a great flex pick if you want to go roam, if you want to go EXP. I think it's something you have to lock up front, and maybe even take something away from the side of Fiends. Vexana's open, so maybe Arlott Vexana here.
Yeah, Arlott Vexana, but then you kind of leave it open for the box to get picked up as well on the side of Fiends. They didn't really have a big success on Night Horde with the game 1 Vexana, so it'd be interesting to see if they've adjusted, if they have a little bit of a finely tune here for the game 3. It's very interesting to be picking up the CC, where I feel like her priority, especially when it's single target, she does dominate her lane, is able to get those pickoffs, but I feel, completely outside of our. Yeah. I'm through trying to guess this stuff, man.
I get it though.
Raphael
I get it though.
And the Nana picked up for the Night Horde.
At least I get the Raph pick. I think it's like, we ban your Angela, we're going to take your Raph away, right? And now it really forces Fiends. But the thing is like, can Night Horde really play this well? I almost want to go through their games real fast and see if they've picked any Raph at all so far. All right, so yeah, they played Raph against Bloodhounds on day 2, week 1. So this isn't something they're completely uncomfortable with. It's definitely a possibility. They also have some CC on the field with the Nana. Still no Arlott picked up from the side of Fiends. They go for Minotaur. They go for Basha. They kind of have their front line down now. Does Night Horde maybe go gold lane here? They still could pick up the Arlott, but they never want to listen to anything I'm saying. So maybe they go gold lane here and then try to ban into Kohari.
That was exactly what I was going to say, is maybe you secure something for R and then you kind of ban out Kohari, try to leave him on the back foot here, would be the game plan. But I mean, as we've seen, they don't really kind of, they have their own plans in mind. Yeah. I want to say if you're trying to kind of set up the Nana, you're looking for a lot of CC, possibly a Tigreal or something to be that front line that holds the enemy in place for the Molina Blitz, for those Molinas to come out there and actually do the damage. But it does look like, in answer to our question, they are going to pick up the marksman for R and possibly looking at banning out something from Kohari.
I think you take out the Claude, like for sure. One of them is probably the Claude because that's just been Kohari's saving grace. And then maybe you take out the carry, you take out the Bruno. We saw Bruno in game 1. That was disgusting. So maybe Claude Bruno here. Definitely good possibilities for Night Horde. I don't think there's like anything else super scary on the field, especially they're going to get first pick at the end of this ban phase. So there's just, even if they are still worried about maybe, you know, something weird coming out, they can just take it from them. Fiends, on the other hand, they got to ban out, they still need a mid, and they still need a, Fiends still need a mid, or no, Night Horde still needs a EXP and a jungle.
Yeah, they take out the Vexana, which still leaves open the Lilia, the Valentina for the side of Fiend. So apparently not really ironed in on taking down the marksman for Kohari, but definitely wanted to try to take out those mid players that have the big, heavy CC and damage like Sayori on the Nana.
Which is smart, right? Like, because with, you mentioned earlier, since they just have the Raph and the Nana, they are a bit squishier on the mid side, especially in laning phase. They need to kind of be careful about someone that can hurt them too hard. And if they can control rotations in the laning phase, it doesn't really matter what Kohari picks. We saw it in the last game. Eventually, they can get kills onto Kohari as long as they're able to kind of move around the map freely. So they still end up banning out the Claude on the side of Fiends. Still maybe going to focus on EXP. Maybe they take out the R-Lot here. Maybe they take out something. Ruby's still on the board, but, you know, hey, man.
Apparently, I know what it's not going to be. It's not going to be a Ruby. Because both these teams...
they banned Ruby. They banned Ruby. They have not picked it or banned it all day. They've been first banning R-Lot in game 1 and 2, and now it's just... no one bans it, no one picks it. Man, they got their own rhythm, Private. We need to stop trying to constrain them. We need to stop trying to hold them down.
Shackle them down
let
to
them,
the
let
current
them fly.
meta.
They're peacocks, man.
And there goes the R-Lot ban. It's going to mean the first pick is going to be picked up by the Night Horde here. Going to see what we're going to focus on. Looking for a jungle or an XP on the side of the Night Horde.
Yeah, I mean, jungle. Fredrin's still open. That was an easy one.
Just like that? Yeah, it was an easy one.
I got one right.
And that's, I mean, we were just talking about what they need, especially for the Molina Blitz, for Nana to be able to shine. You need something that can be up front, that can be tanky, put the CC, and especially with that the energy eruption that he can do to kind of taunt the enemies all together, which is good pickings for that ultimate from Nana.
So now for EXP, do they go for something like Divey on Night Horde? Because they still need something bulky there as well, right? Because they're still like, we saw it last time when Oh My Foe was the only front liner, it did not play out too hot, right? That was the big issue in game 1. He gets a little too much, and now there goes the Bruno for Kohari again, so we have burst. So I think we definitely need some sort of more front line in this EXP. Maybe a Lapu, maybe even get crazy with like a Grok or something to kind of really get in their face. But now we have the Lao Yi from the side of Fiends Private.
Yeah, Lao Yi, and especially because of the Rafaela, because of the healing. Lao Yi isn't picked up too often. It's one of my favorite heroes, but I mean, there are constraints on it. There is a very niche part where she fits in, and that is for anti-heal, to be able to kind of spread out a lot of her abilities with the yin yang and connect them there, and especially with the front line. We don't have a dive yet, and there she is. Praise be.
Praise
the
Ruby. It works here. I guess they finally decided, oh, she works here in this composition. Not all the time, but in this one, they do need a front line. You know, you were talking about the Louis, though. We've been seeing this pick slowly, like, skyrocket, like, slowly get picked and sprinkled in our own NACT, but also last night, Rebellion picked apart Onic with it in game number 1. I think we saw it in NPLPH once or twice. And if the diversion, we used to see it in NACT a lot from Nicolette. It was like one of her kind of pocket picks. So if Chirobani can use this well, especially on an aggressive team like Fiends, if you can use it to hit those positions and hit those random attacks and catch them off guard, it could be, you know, the ceiling factor here.
Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be game 3. Fiends taking on the Night Horde. This one is close. We've been seeing it right now, and this one's for all the gusto.
Good thing I didn't stand up yet. All right, coming in to the last match of this series. Fiends up against Night Horde. All right, so we see this Nana pick. We know there's some possibilities with it. It does apply something a little bit different than what the this Lu Yi's gonna supply with Fiends. Definitely two slightly different compositions here. Night Horde, when it comes into these team fights, they're gonna take the more grouped up strategy, right? The more Ube-esque, the more we get together, we make sure that Momoy can move us around quickly with the Wrath, and we just try to kind of pile drive you, right? On the side of Fiends, maybe they can take the advantage on that using this diversion. Maybe they can take the advantage on that using Churro to kind of, all right, you're going to try to come at us here, we're going to move to here. We're going to try to get some split pushes on. We're going to try to make some movement happen on the map to keep you constantly chasing us around, because we've seen Night Horde do that before. We've seen them just kind of respond to wherever Fiends are. So Fiends can use that to their advantage, use Kohari to use that macro like we've seen him do in the past, kind of hit those angles, attack those off lanes. That could be huge for Fiends.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say, too. Especially in this early game, I'm looking for Churubami to possibly use those diversions, close the distance on those top and bottom lanes, maybe get those surprise ganks to surprise the side of the Night Horde, but it's all going to come down to being able to use this to the extent of, I want to say the character, a little bit of engagement up there between Oh My Foe and Pro Destroy. Both decide not to go in for the fight, but Oh My Foe going to go ahead start on this turtle. Doesn't look like Fiends is in a position to really contest it.
Yeah.
Pretty spread out right now, and Pro Destroy actually gonna go ahead. Oh, going on to the backside there, gets picked up with an I'm offended from a Sleepy. Pro Destroy goes in, catches a Molina Blitz. Oh My Foe picks up the turtle, and this might be it for Pro Destroy. Momoy finds a kill there. Oh, and Appraiser's Wrath uneven gets taken down by Momoy. 0-2, a great start for the Night Horde.
2-0 plus a turtle. Not just a great start. Oh, Fiends!
Aggression is the name of the game as Churubami with a diversion, with a magic, finds a kill onto Oh My Foe.
Listen, when I saw the diversion, that was the last place I would have guessed it was going. I'm like, all right, maybe they're repositioning the bot or something, whatever. They jumped it, like, listen, where are you running? Where are you running? Like, we're just gonna come into your jungle, make sure we get that kill. So they at least salvage something in the chaos. Night Horde, though, still with a 1,000 gold lead. Luckily, getting that kill onto Oh My Foe makes sure he does not get too far ahead Pro Destroy, though.
Yeah, and that's going to be the name of the game here. We are still about 1K, which is a very big lead for so early in the game right now. Both teams doing a good job of kind of zoning each other out. Sleepy picks up that War Axe right now. I want to say pretty even on the XP lanes so far.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I feel like when it comes down to gold lane, EXP lane, it feels even on all sides. A lot of damage on a Kohari.
Oh, Kohari just narrowly misses a holy baptism from Momoy. Is going to have to go and recall back home.
Yeah, he's not up against a carry this time, right? Like, he doesn't have the lane advantage, the range advantage that he had in game one. This time, if anything, R has a little bit of a better poke, even has a much stronger laning phase in early game. So he needs to pace himself a bit in this game. He can't be the Kohari, the Brave that we all know from past.
Oh, now Pro Destroy in a little bit of trouble there. Here it comes, and the magic on there looking is not going to be able to get that Minoan Fury off. R finds a kill onto Magic. Pro Destroy is going to have to find himself on his Churubami with a yin yang mashes the Night Horde together. But this turtle, Churubami not looking to let go of this turtle just yet. Looking for another yin yang. Is he going to be able to find it? Oh My Foe picks up that next turtle, unfortunately for the side of Fiends.
One thing I think I have to point out is that last big fight before the turtle was very clean by both teams. It's not very often in NACT that you see a clash like that happen and nobody go down. Everyone just kind of escape with a sliver of help, make the big engage, make the good disengage. Both teams played that last fight very well. Taking a look at some of the items, R has lucked in the Blade of Hepatus, has a little bit of a 500 gold over Kohari, and Sleepy.
Oh, Kohari. And I'm offended, pulls him out, and he's still taking damage from the The tower, this is, man, uneven up at the top now, in trouble. 3 members now charging into it, dodging, narrowly escaping a Molina blitz, but that's going to be the end of the top tower. Good macro coming from the side of Night Horde.
Listen, do not take Kohari to Vegas, man. It's just like one more hit, man. Just one more shot. I can take another tower shot. I'm okay, man. He's just always looking for that final shot. And here we go. Big gank on a Sleepy.
Oh, yeah, big pop-up that lands on a Sleepy and gets taken down, and that's going to be end of this tower. Good answer back from the Fiends, able to answer with a tower of their own. As you can see, the big push here from the top. Churubami in a little bit of trouble here, is going to back off of this tower. The damage has been done already, though, is able to get away some of those minions.
Yeah, that tower could be going down soon, and R's not going to go far from it. Grab that gold crab, move right back to it, and then Night Horde also bringing presence into the mid to make sure they pull people away from it to guarantee that tier 2 on the top side.
Yeah, and I want to say right now, as we were saying from the first game, it looked like Night Horde was doing nothing but answering what Fiends do. And I want to say it's kind of the flip-sided here, as Fiends look to kind of only be answering what the Night Horde is. They're still trying to catch their breath, trying to make plays of their own. Churubami gets caught with an entire Molina blitz, eats that one on the face, and gets chunked down. Holy Baptism comes out, just narrowly misses Pro Destroy, but he is able to clean up those minions.
Night Horde's a different team right now, man, and this time they have the lead, and this is Fiends now once again on the backside. Don't have the power spike. It's going to be a little bit of time. Luckily, Kohari hasn't died yet, and we got to keep our eyes on Kohari because, as always, he could be the egg in the basket, right? He could be the golden goose right here, and he needs a little more time, maybe another item, maybe a little bit more to really start bursting down, and then if we see magic, if we see churro, if we see someone able to really just get... What was that?
Oh, you can see Holy Baptism is out. R in a little bit of trouble here. Pro Destroy has a locked on, and the torn apart memories comes out. Churubami finds a kill onto Momoy. That passive comes out, eaten up by Pro Destroy, who protects Churubami.
Sorry, I'm still stuck on magic, just using the Minoan's Fury on the ground randomly. That threw me off a little bit.
Natalia can be dangerous out there.
Man, they're everywhere.
Oh, my foe here battling against 2 Fiends members. Ooh, Pro Destroy able to create some of that distance with the help of Churubami and those yin yangs. We're starting to move into a point in the game where we're out of the laning phase. Ooh, uneven. A little close to that bush there where they didn't have any vision.
All right, into the mid game. We're 8 minutes in right now. Night Horde, 1,200 gold lead, still kind of holding it, but Fiends, we're starting to see some possible prospects. We're starting to see some small moments, and with Lord coming up soon, both teams forced to kind of group up. I do feel like this is a chance for Fiends to kind of showcase their composition here. They have the Minoan's Fury, which is going to work great in the Lord pit. They also have the diversion to find angles, and here comes a possible one right now. R.
Oh, on the back of R, who might be in a little bit of trouble here, gets burst and popped up. Churubami finds the kill as well. Oh, my foe in a little bit of trouble. The rest of the team, Churubami comes around the side, isn't exactly able to find the angle, but they do find a kill, answering back, tying the game up to 4-4.
Yeah, that is that's literally as I'm saying, I'm like, they have this diversion. It's time to start using it, and there it is. And R is going to be the target, man. R is going to be such a target. He's going to have to start playing a little bit more, kind of in the bushes. Oh, good pick on a magic.
Yeah, full Molina's blitz. That's the problem with the Nana. Oh, big diversion there. Another side, find a little damage on the Sayori. Might have overstepped their welcome very fast there. Momoy in trouble. Sleepy taking some damage. Ooh. Here comes the I'm Offended into the tower. Oh, my foe from the flank finds himself an ultimate slamming down, and that's going to be it for Kohari.
Sleepy saved the day with that I'm Offended there. It was almost night time for Momoy there, but all it took was that, pull him under the tower, buy enough time for Momoy to get away, and the whole play goes down, and they put themselves deep in enemy territory, and then it was just too little too late. Now they've lost some of their ultimates, they've lost some of their time. Night Horde secures first Lord of the game.
Yeah, and it's kind of unfortunate too, as they had a pick off. Fiends got picked off one, go with the diversion, and I want to say maybe not as patient as they should have been. Oh, we do have a Holy Baptism, lands on the Magic. Minoan Fury pops them up. Sayori finds a kill onto Churubami. That's looking bad for the Fiends. Magic getting chunked down, and that's all she wrote for him. That is 2 down for the side of Fiends, and here comes the torn apart memories as well. Pro Destroyer walks into a bush of 3 members of the Night Horde, saying nope, decides against it, backs himself off.
All right, Night Horde now trying to close things out. The goal lead is starting to tip more and more and more. But still Kohari not far behind R. Still only 1 death down. Same thing with mid laners. The big difference here, the EXP lane Sleepy with a 2,000 gold lead over Uneven right now. It's definitely making the difference. We're also seeing some more damage being built onto Sleepy here with the Hunter Strike, War Axe, and then the breastplate. So we're seeing why that's becoming a bit of a problem. When he gets those bigs I'm offended, he's actually able to do decent damage on a Kohari. He's actually able to do decent damage on a Churro and some of the lighter heroes on the side of Fiends.
Yeah, and I want to say some of these diversions not landing perfectly. They're usually just a little bit late, or once, oh, Sleepy does catch this diversion. Definitely not wanting to go into that bush there. Kohari right up in front again. He's completely fearless. Oh, my foe chasing them down. Oh, Sleepy does miss an I'm offended, so they're not going to have that for a little bit into this next engagement. Now going for the purple buff. Oh, my foe doing a great job wanting to get the zone out. There goes a Molina blitz. Kohari on the side putting on the damage, and unfortunate for the side of Fiends, not able to answer back.
You know, like when you're playing a new hero and you're doing like limit testing, like you're seeing like how aggressive can I get until I die, right? Like how far can I push up until I die with this hero, right? Like what can I really do? That's how Kohari plays all the time. Like he is just consistently limit testing. Why have a front line when Kohari, like even you look at his positioning, but he makes it work, right? Like he's just always sitting up front, but this time it's not going to work. Going to get caught off in a lot of danger.
Oh, 2 fights happening, one at the bottom, then at mid. You can see Churubami trying to make his way close the distance. Kohari getting chunked down. This might be all she wrote. Momoy and oh, my foe find the kill onto Kohari. That's going to be a marksman down. The Fiends are now trying to back up.
All right. There's another kill for Night Horde. 5,200 now. Lord in 3 seconds. I think the only way Fiends get this, they need a great play, man. They need to use the diversion. They need to, and I don't mean like all 5 members. They need to find some sort of split. They need to maybe go for a steal. You know, they have to catch Night Horde off guard because they're not going to be able to take it just head on.
Yeah, and that Molina blitz right now is just doing so much work. It already chunked down Uneven to about 1/3, and that's the problem now with this Nana. And it's kind of actually crazy to me that we don't see her too much more on the international scene, because as soon as she lands that Molina, you're basically taking guaranteed the entire combination from Nana.
Now, I mean, and that's not Sayori 2-0. Oh, man. That hurts, man. Like whether you're on the Nana train or not, at 13, 14 minutes, 2-0 and 6, that Nana is probably one-shotting just about anybody on Feed's team. Lord now about to make its way, get the crash onto this base.
Yeah, it's going to go ahead and charge to the high ground, chunking it down to half health. You see the Molina blitz out, catches Uneven and Churubami on the backside. R finds a tower down at the bottom. Now they are transitioning to the mid. Fiends doing everything they can to try to defend. You can see the Yin Yangs coming out from Churubami, doing the best they can. Kohari diving up in front, missed from the I'm offended. Sleepy gets taken down. Uneven finds the kill there. Oh, my phone finds a kill onto Magic, and down goes Kohari. R with the snipe, able to take him down. Oh my gosh, you can see the damage. Is that going to be enough? Churubami looking for the diversion. Are they going to be able to find it? And here comes the Yin Yangs down, looking for a kill onto Momoy. R dodging. Oh, they're still going for it. Churubami finds the kill onto Momoy. R in trouble. Here comes the torn apart memories, and on the side, oh, my foe able to take down Churubami. Uneven is next.
This is guerrilla warfare at its finest. Are also able to find Pro Destroy in the last moments of that fight. Fiends is giving it their all right now with the diversions, the plays all over the map, but Night Horde has their card. They're pulling it. Kohari.
Yeah, Kohari putting on the damage. Oh my foe with the immortality procced. Is it going to be enough to save the mid tower? Doesn't look like it as R puts the finishing touches on it. There are no more towers for the side of Fiends as the rest of the Night Horde backs up to reset on the map.
All right, so now Night Horde slows it down. I think it's the right play from them. They still have a huge gold lead, 9,000 now. We doubled up in the past few minutes almost. At this point, they don't have to try to force it. I still think they have an advantage in these team fights. They have it's not like Fiends just completely outscale them or anything. Night Horde have scale along with them with Sayori, with Momoy, and even with R, even though he's gonna kinda like his damage kinda caps out at a point, but it's still enough.
Ooh, Night Horde is going to go ahead, start this engagement. Kohari in a little bit of trouble, still putting on the damage. He is standing right up in front. Big Minnow and Fury catches them. Kohari finds a kill on to Momoy from the backside. Oh my foe, so low, but Pro Destroy not going to be able to find the kill from the left side. Kohari finds a kill of his own. That is going to be 2 unanswered. Oh, one comes out there as Kohari answers back to Sayori. Are they going to go ahead and start this Lord? R in a great position. Kohari. Look at the damage, losing planets, but the wind! Was that a wind chant that R just put out there, blocking the damage and turned it around on Kohari?
Oh man, look at Magic right now on the camera. He's like, oh, we had it. We had it. We had it. And that's what this game has been for the past few minutes. Just back and forth, but each team getting an outplay after an outplay. R saves the day there, though. I thought he was signing himself up for a death sentence there, but pulls it off, buys time. Oh, my foe back on the map, but here comes a diversion play. Nothing major just yet, though.
Yeah, decides against it. I'm not sure that there's really much, unless there was a good fancy diversion to come in right now. Pro Destroy actually looking for a good opportunity. Cannot get it. And this actually might be bad because now they're too close and the rest of the Night Horde is closing in around Pro Destroy. R finds the kill. The rest of the Fiends are going to back off.
That might seal the deal. It's 38 seconds. Here's the thing, though. Lord, actually, no. He'll have enough time to get back up. We're still waiting on another wave. It's going to be 3 seconds till the next wave comes, till Lord comes out. He's going to be marching down in just a second. But here's a quick replay at that last big fight. And I knew it was a bad play for Night Horde right here because Momoy goes down. They get the Yin Yang, plus they get the Nolan's Fury. Sleepy gets kind of pinned away from the team. Pro Destroy gets away from this safely, and this is where they start to crumble. But a big fight at the base now.
Yeah, you can see the Lord starting to chunk down on the core. Oh, my phone finds a kill onto Kohari. This might be all she wrote. Big pop-up onto the Night Horde, but it's not going to save the core. This is going to be another victory for the Night Horde.
Night Horde makes it clear who's been here, who's been trying to be a grand finalist first. Listen, Fiends, wait your time, because we've been fighting for this longer. Night Horde showing why they're in the NACT, why they've been able to make it to the top 8 for a while, and putting themselves above right now. But Fiends give a valiant effort, 2-1. And here's the thing about them. Even when they've lost so far in the season, they have never been swept. They're still a team we got to keep our eyes on.
Yeah, crazy here. I think this is going to go ahead and lift the Night Horde to about 3rd place. They were actually pretty low when it comes to the rankings, but this should lift them up along with their spirits. You can see here, taking a look at the stats here. I mean, a great game for the Night Horde, and 9-18. Not very close when it comes to the kills. Unfortunate for the side of Fiends. It just felt like they were hunkered back and not able to really catch their footing.
I mean, and Fiends, don't get me wrong, Fiends tried. And I would even say, like, it's not like the Lu Yi was a bad pick there or anything. The damage was getting out of control towards the end. The plays were right. But really, man, his positioning in that game, and you combo that up with some of the sustainability from Moy, our Sleepy Momoy just played amazingly. Sayori as well, able to get some great random pickoffs here and there, literally just like by herself running up, catching the Molina Blitz, and the Boomerang all at once, able to get those combos. But Sleepy had probably some of the greatest plays, and R as well had some of the greatest plays in those games. Taking a look, there was that Wind of Nature, and towards the end, if you look at R's items, towards the end, that was the clutch, right? And look who didn't have a Wind of Nature, Kohari. And that's where the big outplay happened. That's where the big moment happened, that R was kind of able to save the day there.
Yeah, and how the turntables here
Oh,
are taking the place of the rich guy and the carry from Kohari. And that kind of told the story. And I want to say, for me, the biggest things were that Ruby and the Nana there. You can see here, Nana, not the... Oh, Jesus, R.
Yeah, but Kohari's right behind him. It's crazy.
Yeah, Sayori had a great effect, but man, look at R, the amount of damage he was able to output, and only in 50% of the fights.
Yeah, that is crazy. Literally half of the fights R's involved, but he's doing so much damage, but it just shows how aggressive Kohari was being there, that he only did 10,000 less damage than R. Like, he was still just outputting. Damage taken, oh my foe, continuously just the front line of the team, continuously just absorbing it. And honestly, didn't take like too many deaths that game. Didn't fall behind too much. Fiends only ends up losing that game with getting 9 kills. So it just goes to show how well Nighthorde were able to engage, disengage, kind of stay in those fights and make them last when they needed to.
Well, and then it also kind of shows that Nighthorde knew who the priority target was. Kohari, 110,000 damage taken there. So they were on him, and they were there to shut him down, make him pay for, I want to say, that that first game that he pretty much trounced on them.
Oh my, oh my, oh my foe. Are you guys sleepy yet? Not me. That is Zeke, the geek, getting one right. It's about time, folks.
Who is this guy? Why is he here, Private?
Who is he?
Is he?
Oh,
Private, how do you like the
dude.
game, Private? You want to just ignore him? And I'm just kidding. Zeke, you enjoyed the game, I'm guessing, right? That's what you're telling me? Is that what all that meant? All right.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, man. Fiends came out super strong within the first game, but Nighthorde, they made some adjustments that second game, and then even the third game, both the second and the third game, really, I felt like could have gone either way, but Nighthorde just, the prowess, really showing up as the Horde, bringing the fight to them. Kohari the Brave meeting them face to face, and R said, "You can't see me," and just met him halfway.
I liked it. Even the Wind of Nature, you can't see me. You get it, Yeah.
I'm not even here. He doesn't get. He's in Miami. He doesn't understand different time zones. The joke will hit him later.
Anyways, no, I do, but there was something you said there, Zeke, because game 1, Nighthorde was like, yo, like, what is going on here? It really just felt like Fiends, like, honestly, after game 1, it almost felt like Fiends just were going to sweep this, had it in the bag, but Nighthorde quickly changed things up, were able to adapt very fastly, change the way they want to draft, and just come in very strong in those next 2 games, Private.
Yeah, and the big thing, too, I mean, I don't want to say pat ourselves on the back, but we were calling for that Ruby to come out, man, for a while, and it had a huge effect on that third game where you have the single target coming out from the CC, but Ruby on the other end, when it came to those team fights, had an effect like no other, especially with those I'm Offendeds, pulling them into the tower to kind of disengage a lot of those traps or those engagements that were coming from the side of Fiends, and then, of course, I'm gonna say, and then R and the Nana. It was just it was a well put together composition, and the target focus was unmatched for the Nighthorde.
So honestly, I think I've seen you guys a little too much. I'm really wanting to get R up here. An interview with him would be absolutely stunning. Let's do it. R, how you feeling, man?
Great, especially after that win.
Oh man, you gotta tell me, man. Kahari the Brave, he was super aggressive, super good marksman. How did it feel going head to head with him?
How I say? No, he was good. He's a good opponent. His playstyle is it's a bit int, if you understand. Like it's just nice. He's overly aggressive. He allows for a mistake, allows for us to make plays. We can contribute a bit of our victory because of how he plays. But good player.
Now,
He's a good player. Nothing to hold against him.
Well said, well said. I'll tell you what, you guys came in a little bit on the short side of the stick in the first match, but made some awesome adjustments to see some success in the second match. How did you guys really go about that? Like, what mentally was going on that you guys were like, we can get this together, and then actually being able to execute it?
That's a good question. See, as a team, we have this issue of choking our first game. Like, if you were to play a best of one, we'd probably be like 1-7 right now. We would lose all our games. So we suck. We suck on our first game. It's for the mental, and it's like the mental after that. It's good because we know we suck our first game, but we can bring it back on the second and the third.
So I think what you're trying to say is you guys typically use your first games to really feel out the enemy and then try to make adjustments accordingly.
Yes, something like that. Yes.
So that third game, the pressure was on. How were you guys feeling about it? There were a lot of really close fights that you specifically had such good positioning. I think you brought up a Wind of Nature at that one point to really take the edge over that Kahari and really help seal the deal for your team. I got to know, how did you process those emotions? I know for me, I probably would have got overwhelmed and just like throw the phone out the window, you know?
It's more of keeping calm. I'm playing with things on the line. Like, I know I can't make mistakes. I can't really be pressured to do anything. Like, I need to keep calm. Even in that situation where it looks like we're losing, like, I keep track of what Kokari has. I noticed he doesn't have wind, so I took on the 1v1. Like, it's all these thought process that's going in my mind because I kept calm. Because I'm not panicking, because I'm not overly worried about what can happen next.
So the last question I got for you, again, you guys came out victorious in the end, but leading up to that point, was there any actual moment that you guys were like, oh no, like we really need to be careful of this? Like what in specific were you guys, if anything, really worried about?
Third game, the Loi pick. I'm pretty sure no one here really understand how threatening it is. Like, how scary it is to have a whole team just appear in a random bush. So it's like doing the Lord push when it was a 4v4. Like, we were all constantly worried that Loi might just pop out of a random bush out of nowhere. So that's why you see our team not really grouping up, not really sending one person alone. So if I was to say a moment, that's probably the most dangerous, and the biggest trouble is probably Loi.
Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. That's not something I really I don't think I put as much emphasis mentally on it as you guys did, but you guys are obviously the ones who win and not me. So with that being said, I am gonna let you go. Thank you so much for that beautiful win. You guys really put on a show for us.